I was browsing the internet yesterday when my neighbor knocked on my door and asked why his computer felt slow. As we talked, something clicked for me. He has been online for 15 years, banking, shopping, streaming, but he had never really considered that a big chunk of his online activity is visible to the company that provides his internet connection. It was like he had been living with the curtains wide open and nobody ever told him. And it turns out most people are in the same boat. Not because they are doing anything wrong, but because they never got a simple explanation of what is exposed and what is not. In the next 8 minutes, I will explain what a VPN actually does using one simple model that will make it feel obvious. You will understand why people use them, what they protect you from, what they do not protect you from, and whether one makes sense for you. Quick favor before we start. If you like tech explained without the headache, subscribe. I keep this channel no jargon, no panic, just clarity. Here are 3 things happening right now that surprise a lot of people. First, your internet provider can usually see the websites you connect to, and in many cases, they can keep records of that connection history. Second, public Wi-Fi can be a risky place to do sensitive stuff because you are sharing a network with strangers. Third, many websites use your internet address to guess your rough location and adjust what you see, sometimes in harmless ways, sometimes in ways that feel a little too personal. Quick check. Look at any website address bar, and you will often see a small lock icon. That lock usually means your connection to that site is encrypted, which is good, but it does not automatically hide where you are going from everyone else in the path. And it definitely does not make you invisible online. It is one layer, not a magic cloak. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly how a VPN creates a private tunnel for your internet traffic, and you will know whether the trade-off makes sense for your situation. Let me start by clearing up the biggest misconceptions. Most people think VPNs are either for hackers doing shady things, or they think a VPN makes you completely anonymous and untouchable online. Both ideas miss the point. The hacker stereotype sounds believable because privacy tools do get used by criminals, but that is like saying curtains are suspicious because criminals also like privacy. And the magic shield idea falls apart because a VPN is not a force field. It is a service run by a company, and the goal is to shift and reduce what different parties can see, not to erase your existence. The reality is much more practical. Think of a VPN as a private mail forwarding service for your internet connection. Here is normal internet in the mail model. Every time you visit a website, your device sends a request. It is like writing a letter that says, "Please send me this page." But just like real mail, the request needs a return address so the reply can find its way back. That return address is your IP address. An IP address is basically your internet connection label. It is not your street address, but it can often be used to identify your internet provider and estimate your general area. Now, imagine your internet provider as the local post office. When you send your letter, it passes through them. They can see where the letter is going because they are the ones routing it. Even when the contents of the letter are protected, the outside of the envelope still has to show enough information for delivery to work. Over time, that means your provider can build a pretty good picture of the places you visit online. Now, here is what changes with a VPN. Instead of sending your letters directly out into the world with your return address on the outside, you put every letter into a bigger outer envelope addressed to a VPN server. A VPN server is just a computer run by the VPN company that sits somewhere on the internet, often in different cities and countries. So you choose a VPN location, and now all your internet letters go to that VPN server first. Your provider can still see that you are sending traffic to the VPN server because they have to deliver it there. But instead of seeing every final destination, they mostly see one destination over and over, the VPN server. Then the VPN server takes your inner letter and forwards it to the website you actually wanted. From the website's perspective, the request appears to come from the VPN server, not directly from your home connection. That is why websites often think you are in the VPN server's location. So the key shift is simple. Without a VPN, your provider can often see the list of places you connect to. With a VPN, your provider usually sees that you are connected to a VPN, and the VPN becomes the one that forwards your traffic to different sites. That leads to the honest question. Does that mean the VPN can see everything instead? Potentially, yes. This is why trust matters. A VPN is not about removing trust from the equation. It is about choosing where the trust goes and reducing what other parts of the chain can observe. But there is a second piece that makes VPNs especially useful, and this part matters a lot on public Wi-Fi. Remember the outer envelope. A VPN does not just redirect your traffic, it also encrypts the tunnel between your device and the VPN server. Encryption means the data is scrambled into a form that looks like random noise unless you have the correct key to decode it. So when you are on public Wi-Fi at an airport or coffee shop, other people on that same network might be able to watch traffic patterns. But if you are using a VPN, what they see is mostly encrypted gibberish going between your device and the VPN server. They cannot easily tell which sites you are visiting inside that tunnel, and they cannot read the contents passing through it. That is why the cleanest everyday use case for a VPN is public Wi-Fi. It is not about being a secret agent, it is about not broadcasting your activity on a shared network. Now let us talk about what VPNs do not do, because this is where people get disappointed. A VPN does not make you invisible to the websites you log into if you sign into your email or social media. They still know it is you because you literally told them by logging in. A VPN does not stop scams. If you get tricked into typing your password into a fake website, a VPN cannot save you. It is a tunnel, not a lie detector. A VPN does not automatically block malware. It can help protect the path of your data, but it does not replace safe browsing habits and good security practices. And a VPN is not always faster. Sometimes it can be slower because your traffic takes an extra stop and your data has to be encrypted and decrypted. The speed hit depends on the VPN quality and how far the server is from you. Now, why do people hide behind VPNs? The word hide makes it sound suspicious, but most reasons are boring and practical. 1, they use public Wi-Fi and want an extra layer of protection. 2, they want a bit more privacy from whoever runs the local network or internet connection. 3, they want location flexibility because many services decide what you can see based on your IP address. A VPN can make it look like you are connecting from another region. 4, they live or travel in places where access to information is restricted, and they want a more private pathway to reach normal websites. Now, the trade-off. When you use a VPN, you are shifting trust. Your internet provider sees less detail about your destinations, but the VPN company is handling your connection. Some VPN providers claim they do not keep logs, meaning they try not to store records of what you do. That can be true, but it is also something you should evaluate carefully because policies, laws, and practices vary by company and country. Also, free VPNs are often a bad deal. If a service is expensive to run but costs you nothing, they still have to make money somehow. In many cases, that means ads, tracking, or selling data, which defeats the point if your goal is privacy. So here is my simple decision framework. If you frequently use public Wi-Fi for anything sensitive, a reputable paid VPN is often worth it. If you travel a lot and need location flexibility, a VPN can be useful. If your main concern is general privacy, a VPN can reduce what your local network and provider can see, but you should pick a trustworthy service and understand it is a trade, not a perfect shield. If you mostly browse at home, rarely use public Wi-Fi, and do not care much about your provider knowing the sites you connect to, you may not need one. Let me recap in 3 lines. A VPN creates an encrypted tunnel from your device to a VPN server. That tunnel helps protect you on public Wi-Fi and can reduce what your local network and provider can observe. It does not make you anonymous, and it is only as trustworthy as the VPN company you choose. That neighbor I mentioned at the beginning ended up trying a VPN not because he was doing anything wrong, but because he finally understood what was visible and wanted more control over it. If this explanation made VPNs feel obvious, subscribe. I will keep breaking down everyday tech in a way you can actually use.